Violet blinked, totally stunned. A tea party? Seriously? For a second, she thought the girl was messing with her, but her serious stare said otherwise. "Why would you want me at your tea party?" Violet asked, suspicion lacing her tone. "You just met me. Do you invite every random person you see?" The girl scoffed, a smirk playing on her lips. "Are you kidding? You're Violet Purple, the mysterious girl with purple hair who walked into Lunaris Academy and blew everyone's minds without even trying. You're practically a legend. People, especially the preps, are dying to meet you. It's a shame you don't hang out with your kind, especially when they're so eager to get to know you." She made a dramatic sound. Violet's stomach churned. Getting to know her was exactly what she didn't want. She wasn't some exotic animal for these rich kids to gawk at. But the girl's tone made it clear this wasn't a request, it was an expectation. Lifting her chin, Violet shot back. "And how do I know this isn't some prank to make fun of me, like, sorority hazing?" The girl didn't answer right away. She tilted her head, studying Violet, before stepping closer. Violet's gut screamed danger, but she stood her ground. She wasn't about to back down. When the girl was finally face to face, she said confidently, "It's my party, Violet. I'm inviting you personally, which means you're under my protection. I don't let anyone mess with my guests. Not the Queen Bee, not Griffin Hale, not even the teachers." The way she spoke, so sure of herself, almost made Violet believe her. Almost. But the way this girl knew so much about her and the people she was trying to avoid gave her the creeps. Her instincts screamed trap, but something about the girl's confidence made Violet hesitate. "Fine," Violet finally said, after thinking it over. "I'll come to your tea party, but on one condition. I leave whenever I want." Besides, she told herself, it didn't matter. She'd be gone from Lunaris by tonight anyway. "Perfect!" the girl exclaimed, clapping her hands. Even though she did it gracefully, with a mischievous glint in her eyes, she grabbed Violet's arm. "We're going to have so much fun." "Sure." Violet echoed flatly, not sharing her enthusiasm. Unfazed, the girl turned to her makeup bag, grabbed it, and dropped it on the counter. "Here, you can have it." Violet stared at the bag. "Wait, what? I don't need all this. I'll just borrow what I need and give it back." But the girl held up a finger, silencing her. "No arguments. Think of it as a gift. Besides, I have tons of these." Even if she didn't mean to sound snobby, it rubbed Violet the wrong way. She didn't want to be some charity case. But before she could say anything, the girl was walking away. "See you at my party, Violet Purple," she called over her shoulder, flashing a dazzling smile. "Wait," Violet yelled, a thought suddenly hitting her. "I don't even know your name." The girl paused at the door, hand on the frame. With a playful wink, she said, "Don't worry, I'm sure you'll find out soon enough." And with that, she was gone. For a long moment, Violet stared after Hope, bewildered. What had just happened? She glanced down at the makeup bag, then back at her reflection. Well, at least she had makeup. As for the tea party, if Hope was so sure Violet would find her, then the location wouldn't be an issue. Violet carefully opened the makeup bag and started sifting through it. The sheer amount of high-end products made her pause. This girl must own a Sephora franchise, she thought, shaking her head. Her fingers landed on a foundation that matched her skin tone, and she applied it carefully, blending it in like a pro. She followed up with a touch of blush to give her cheeks some color. As Violet worked, her reflection transformed. A light dusting of gold eyeshadow made her already striking eyes pop. And eyeliner added a fierce edge, like she was daring anyone to mess with her. Mascara gave her lashes a thick, dramatic look. She finished with a soft lipstick that brought the whole look together. By the time she was done, Violet leaned back to admire her work. The face staring back at her was stunning. Her golden eyes practically glowed, brighter and bolder than ever. Any trace of her earlier tears was completely gone. She looked composed, radiant, and totally in control. "Wow," Violet murmured, tilting her head as she checked herself out. For once, she felt good about how she looked. She was beautiful. Her eyes flicked back to the makeup bag overflowing with fancy products. Her jaw tightened. What was she supposed to do with all this stuff? The bag wasn't hers. It hadn't been part of the deal. Hope had just offered some makeup for a touch-up, not an entire kit. For a split second, Violet considered tossing it in the trash. But then she stopped. The bag and its contents were worth a fortune. Throwing it away would be practically criminal. Violet couldn't bring herself to do it. Fine, she'd give it back to Hope at the tea party. It was the most sensible solution. Violet didn't want to owe anyone anything, especially not one of the preppy elites. She'd spent her whole life avoiding being indebted to people who could use it against her. This way, she could keep her end of the unspoken bargain clean. Clutching the bag, Violet squared her shoulders and took one last look in the mirror. She had armor now. Not literal armor, but the kind that made her feel like she could handle herself in a school full of backstabbers. The human and the supernatural kind. With a decisive nod, she grabbed her stuff, slung the makeup bag over her shoulder, and walked out of the restroom. Social skills was a class Violet had been curious about, mainly because she had zero clue what it involved. The title sounded pretty posh, like something straight out of a rich kid's guide to life. If she had more time or less drama exploding around her, she might have checked out the syllabus. But starting school the day after arriving and then getting caught in a whirlwind of craziness meant researching class details hadn't exactly been at the top of her to-do list. Violet seemed to have a talent for being late. By the time she pushed open the classroom door, the lesson on manners and how to act was already going strong. She'd barely taken 2 steps inside when she froze, her breath catching in her throat. Her sudden stop had nothing to do with the teacher, who paused mid-sentence and looked at her with a raised eyebrow. No, what stopped Violet dead in her tracks was the unexpected sight of him. Asher Nightshade. And not just him. All the Cardinal Alphas were there. Violet's stomach dropped. Her eyes darted to the corner where the 4 most infamous and powerful students at Lunaris Academy were holding court. They had this effortless, I'm in charge vibe that made everyone else in the room seem invisible. Relaxed but commanding, their presence shifted the whole atmosphere. Together, they were a force field of charm, power, and danger. A combo that made everyone nervous, whether they knew it or not. Violet's heart pounded as she realized all 4 pairs of intensely colored eyes, amber, emerald, electric blue, and smoky gray, were locked on her. It felt like being targeted by a pack of wolves, and she was standing out in the open, totally exposed. Why are they all here? She thought, her pulse racing. It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out the Cardinal Alphas rarely hung out in the same place unless they had a reason. Their sitting together like some kind of elite council of troublemakers was anything but comforting. They weren't exactly best buds, only putting up with each other when it helped their plans. If they were all together like this, it meant trouble. And judging by the way they were all staring at her, Violet had a sinking feeling that the trouble might be aimed right at her. "Miss Violet, I presume?" The teacher's voice cut through Violet's thoughts, snapping her back to reality. Violet's head jerked up, her golden eyes meeting the teacher's intense gaze. "Yes, ma'am," she answered, feeling a knot of anxiety tighten in her stomach. "Good," sounding decisive, almost happy. We've been waiting for you. I'm so glad you finally made it. We? Violet echoed, her voice shaky. I don't understand. The teacher, Mrs. Clarkson, placed her tablet on the desk with a click, her heels tapping against the floor as she walked towards Violet. You haven't been scented yet, Violet, and that's a requirement for this class, in case you hadn't noticed. Violet's breath hitched, her heart racing. She tried to keep a straight face, but her nerves were getting to her. Scented? I don't understand what you mean. It's nothing to be scared of, Violet Purple, Mrs. Clarkson said with a smile that was supposed to be reassuring but wasn't. It's something every human in here has gone through. No one's gotten hurt, trust me. It's for your good, for your safety. At her words, a ripple of anticipation shot through the room. The air cracked with tension. Kids exchanged glances, some barely holding back laughter, others grinning in a way that sent chills down Violet's spine. Her anxiety spiked as she scanned the room. Scented? What did that even mean? She knew werewolves had their own thing going on, but this was new. When her eyes landed on Alice, her supposed friend, Alice quickly looked away, guilt all over her face. Seriously? Alice couldn't have dropped a hint about this? Violet's mind raced, desperately searching for an escape route, but Mrs. Clarkson's next words sealed her fate. Since this needs to happen, let's head outside, shall we? The teacher announced. Before Violet could object, the class erupted, buzzing with excitement. The screech of chairs and excited whispers filled the air, drowning out Violet's rising panic. Her heart hammered, each beat a drum against her ribs. Come on, sweetie, Mrs. Clarkson said, her grip tight on Violet's arm, pulling her toward the door. Violet stumbled after her, half dragged, half walking, as they spilled out onto the sprawling lawn. The open space was huge, green, and deceptively calm, but the energy in the air felt like stepping into a boxing ring. The students quickly formed a loose circle around her, their faces lit with anticipation. Violet's eyes darted from face to face, her unease growing with every smirk and mischievous glint. She was trapped, that made her stomach churn. What were they planning to do to her? Mrs. Clarkson's voice cut through the silence. Okay, everyone, let's get this show on the road. I'm handing things over to the wolves. You all know the drill, right? Wait, what? Oh God, not again. Violet's heart almost stopped. Just as she feared, all 4 of the Cardinal Alphas stepped forward. And not just them. The other werewolves followed suit. Ready, Violet Purple? One of them purred.
Hey amazing viewers, it's Voilette here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 7.3% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 92.7% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.